Yes, yes, yes. Y'all know what it is. We at week 7. This is the fifth quarter, and we going over. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. So yeah, like I was saying, we had week 7, week 6 recap, and as you know, we like to look at the players of the week and see who did what. So over here in the NFC Player of the Week, we had quarterback Bryce Young and Carolina Panthers. Man, did this boy show up and showed out. He threw for 530, had 7 passing TDs. I mean, he did, what didn't he do? You know what I mean? Tremendous breakout game for the Panthers. They snapped their 2-game losing streak, and they got a much needed victory. The NFC Player of the Week was cornerback Ward. He had 3 picks and a TD with 1 tackle. Anytime you get 3 picks with a defensive player, that means that player was locked in. AFC Player of the Week with the Jags. He went 30 for 39. That's a great passing percentage. He threw for 365, had 4 passing TDs. I mean, he did it all. And then over there in the AFC Defensive Player of the Week, we had from the Ravens, Owe. I don't even know how you pronounce his name, but he had 5 tackles, 3 sacks, a pick, a forced fumble with a defensive touchdowns. This man just completely wreaked havoc over there for the Baltimore Ravens this week. So we're gonna go into the recap of week 6. Interesting week, let me tell you, because the power rankings dropped week 6, and a lot of teams that was in the top 10 pretty much took a loss, and there was a lot of blowouts this week. You know, it wasn't a lot of close games, so it was very, very interesting to see how that week played out. But first up, we had the 49ers and Seahawks. This was a big game. This was a big game more for the 49ers than the Seahawks. Seahawks is undefeated. They was riding high. 49ers was on a 4-game win streak and all of that, but he had to win this game just to show, the division leader, I got something to say about, this division. So this is a great win. I mean, defense straight domination in this game. The Seahawks got their first loss of the season. It's not a big deal because it's only 1 loss, but hey, that 1 loss came to your division rival, and that definitely was a statement from the 49ers to Seattle. But the good news is for Seattle, they play one more time before the regular season is over. Next, we had the Cardinals and Packers. This was a game that I felt like the Packers pretty much needed, right? And I say that because there was 1 game out of first. They've been playing good ball. The Cardinals in 3rd place in their division. So it's like, you kind of wanted to come into this game and especially because you was at home. This is one of them losses that you look back on through the Packers, and it makes you feel like, man, we kind of dropped the ball because, and I say drop the ball meaning like, when you look up, when the Packers looked up and seen that they had to play the Cardinals, they had to feel like, listen, this is a game that we got to win, because the Cardinals, they ain't off to the best of starts. I think they 1 game under 500 or 1 game over 500. Either way, Packers been playing good ball, and they slipped up at home. But this is a good win for the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cardinals came in, did what they had to do, and defense was really impressive this game. They only gave up 13 points. Then we had the Eagles and Browns. Eagles got a win at home. We won this one by a good margin, and we had to do. We gave the Browns the first loss of their season. And, the Browns will be looking for get back in his next week's matchup. Next, we had Ravens and Commanders. Naruto went against Bat, and Ravens just straight domination, 64-17. This is not a good spot that Washington wanted to be in. I mean, Naruto just came and took over this team. And, man, what a team that you had to run into, you know what I mean? But, Ravens just straight got this game over with in the first half. Then we had Chargers and Broncos. I don't quite know what happened in this game. I mean, I thought that when I looked and seen not a lot of time left at all, I thought Denver had the game won. I don't know what happened in this game. I thought Denver had the game won. This is a big loss for Denver Broncos because I said coming to this game, Denver needed to win this game just because the Chiefs was off to a slow start. So he needed to at least win this game against a division rival who's in last place in the division. And in order to make the Chiefs even think that, it's going to be somebody that's going to have something to say. This is a game that Denver had to win. He didn't get it done. Good win for the Chargers. They got it done. I mean, no, they didn't want to give up 49 points, but hey, they gave up 49, but they scored 51. Good win for this Chargers team and a division rival against a division rival at that. Next, we had Steelers and Raiders. Steelers is still hot. Like I said, man, Steelers, they've been putting up points after points after points after points. And what's the crazy part, like I said, picking this game, I gave the Steelers 60 something, which I rarely do. He came up a little short, but nevertheless, he still scored 55. Raiders, again, like I said, he's just gonna have to take his losses and just learn from them. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. He ain't the first person that got beat like this on a regular basis. But the key is, will he have the patience to stay with it, right? Will he have the fight in him to just say, I'm going to figure this out? We'll see. I've seen many come and I've seen many leave. But Steelers, they keep rolling. I mean, he's number one seed, ranked number one team coming into this game. He leaves this game still ranked number one. Cowboys and Lions. This is a big bounce back win for Dallas. I took Detroit to win this. Detroit didn't get it done. Good bounce back win for Dallas. They needed this. They needed this in a major way, simply because, I think he had lost 2 in a row or something like that, and you don't want to start getting losing streaks going on or whatever. But more importantly, Dallas defense definitely showed up. They only gave up 28 points. And I'm saying this is a Dallas team that's been giving up a lot of points they past few games, but defense figured something out this game. They got the job. Good win for the Cowboys. Then we had Panthers and Falcons. Man, oh, man, oh, man. This Panther team, man, I spoke about them before. And Mo is one of them guys, like I say, Mo is one of them guys that a lot of y'all not familiar with. But when he came to join the league last year, like I said, he was losing to everybody on a regular basis. And his game kept getting better. He kept staying with it. He kept grinding. And now, look, he's getting 73-point outputs against a valid opponent. Trey Dog is no slouch by any means. Trey Dog is definitely one of them type of guys that makes the playoffs on a regular basis and things like that. This is an impressive win for this Panther team. My opinion, biggest win of the season at the moment. More importantly, because it was a division rival, right? He pulled off a big win and he scored 73 points. I mean, there's nothing more to say about it. Great win for this Panther team, man. This type of wins that you get, that definitely propel you in pulling off your next 3 or 4 games. So, good win for the Panthers. And then we had Giants and Bengals. Giants won by 3. This was a dogfight, but Giants pulled it out. Giants are now 2-4. Bengals came up a little bit short. And if you're the Bengals, you want to get in that win column because you got a Ravens team that's hot, and you got a Steelers team that's undefeated, and you got a Browns team who only got 1 loss. So if you're the Bengals, you definitely want to stay. You definitely want to stay the distance with what's going on in that division over there. But nevertheless, Giants pulled it out. They win by 3 at home. Good win. Jets and Bills. I know this game was a lot closer than what the Jets wanted. He came into this game undefeated. He leaves this game undefeated. It's a good win for the Jets, to keep it going. Like I say, I told you to watch this game. I said this game could be a trap game. And sure enough, while you see the score, it most certainly was. You can easily look over a certain opponent and look who you played afterwards. You can come into a game feeling like, oh, we got this. And I'm telling you, Jets almost got their first loss of the season. I called it. I said this game was a trap game. I said, be on the lookout for this game this week right here. Buffalo almost pulled it out, but almost doesn't count. Almost don't get you half a win. Almost doesn't get you a win. Nevertheless, even though it was close, Jets still got the win. They're still undefeated. Good win for this Jets team. They still rolling. Next, we got week 7 now. We on to week 7, league advanced. And we getting to that point of the season. We're nearing the second half of the season, and once the second half of the season come, it's going to really be time to lock in and try to secure your secure your playoff win, playoff seed rather. Pardon me. So for week 7, we got first up, we got Broncos and Dragons. Broncos took a terrible loss last week. Does he come into this game? Does he come into this game and bounce back for what happened last week? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I'm not sure at all. He can, but this Dragons team, I don't know, man. D3 is like he'll win a game, then he'll lose. So I really don't know which way to go in this game, to be honest with you. But I think I'm gonna go Dragons in this one. I think the Dragons pull this out, but I think it's gonna be real close. I mean, the Broncos could easily win this game, in my opinion. This game could really go either way, but I'll take the Dragons because they're at home, and I'll go Dragons 31-30 over the Broncos. Set this for the Jags. Seahawks and Falcons. Interesting game. Falcons just got punched in the mouth last week against their division rival. Seahawks just lost their first game of the season against their division rival. So both teams coming off a loss to their division opponents. Somebody's going to lose 2 in a row. Whom will that be? Not 100% sure. The Falcons got blown out. They both got blown out, but the Falcons gave up 70 points last week. I don't see that happening this week. The Falcons will play better, much better than what he did last week. And I think the Seahawks will play better last week than what he did. I know Seahawks are on the road, but I kind of think I'm going to go with Seattle on this one to pull this out on the road. I think it'll be close, though. I'm going to go Seattle 27, Atlanta 23. 27-23 Seahawks over the Falcons. Next, we got Bengals and Browns, a division matchup. Browns got their first loss of the season last week. Bengals, they suffered another loss last week. Bengals need this game in the most way because if they lose this game, you can pretty much just start, getting ready to start book some Cancun flights. Big matchup for the Bengals. They need this game. Browns is sitting pretty. He only got 1 loss, but I tell you, in football, the dangerous thing about football is that 1 week you could be sitting good, and 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, you now find yourself in a position that you'd rather not be in. But I like the Browns still facing an injury. You know what? I'm going to go Bengals in this one. I think I'm going to I'm going to go with the Bengals in the upset. I think the Bengals coming to Cleveland. Chubb is still hurt, so Chubb is not there. I think the Bengals come in and pull this out. I think it'll be close, but I like the Bengals a little more in this one. I'm going to go Bengals this week. Final score, 28-24. Next, we got Texans and Packers. Packers, see, this is what I mean by you let one slip through the grass last week. Last week, they played a Cardinals team, that's not off to the greatest of starts. But, those are the type of wins you got to get because now what? He's running into a juggernaut from the AFC, a team who hasn't lost a game yet, a team that's, undefeated. And don't get me wrong, the Packers can come into this game focused and make some things happen. But, you can just go from doing really good to all of a sudden now, your division, your record is looking a whole different way. Give me 1 second, y'all. Packers are now in a situation to where is that they're going to be flirting with that being 500 or being under 500 mark. They're going to have to come into this game and they're going to have to compete. You know, they can't make no. They're not going to have room to make no mistakes. They're going to have to come into this game focused. They are at home, so that's on their side. But it's going to be a difficult matchup for them. Texas undefeated. They've been balling. I'm going to go Texas this week. I'm going to say 35-20. 35-20 Texas over the Packers. Next, we got Dolphins and Colts. Now, here's what I feel about this game. Dolphins is a clear-cut favorite, but I'm telling you right now, this game got upset written on it. You got to pick upsets sometime. I always pick upsets. I don't pick favorites every week. You know, Dolphins playing great ball, right? But Colts off to a slow start. But my gut telling me this is a upset in the making. I'm going to take Colts to pull off an upset this week. Even though, like I say, Miami is the better team. Miami's playing better ball. But I think the Colts is in a position to pull off an upset, mainly because they need it. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Dolphins need it too because the Jets is undefeated. But the Colts right now, they're in a position where the Texans also is undefeated. And the Jags have been playing pretty good ball lately. So the Colts, they don't want to find themselves out of the race come week 9 and come week 10. So they're going to have to start pulling off some victories against opponents that they're the underdog in. And I think it's a possibility to be in this spot right here to pull it off. I'm going to go Colts in the upset this week over Miami. Final score, I'm going to say 33-30. Next, we got Lions and Vikings. Lions lost last week. He's going to come back looking for some get back. He's going against a division opponent himself. But I think the Lions come and pull this out. I don't think the Vikings is going to be able to slow down this rushing attack of Detroit. Like I said, Detroit lost last week, so they're going to come in this week with a chip on their shoulder. I'm going Detroit in this one, 34-17. 34-17, Lions over the Vikings. Next, we got myself over the Giants. Since the Giants came and took over this team, he's won 2 straight. You know what I mean? We've won, I think we've won 2 straight or 3 straight, something like that. Both of us coming with a couple of games, couple of streaks, little streaks, but nevertheless still streaks. I will say Eagles coming to this one favorite on the road. Eagles favorite in this one by 3 over the G-men. I tell you, like I said before, Born Ready is no slouch by any means. He's one of them guys that pretty much can play with a lot of any team and make them compete. That's just the type of player that he is. Raiders got a much-needed forced win to lift that morale up over there. They going against the Rams, so they get a much-needed forced win this week. Panthers and Washington. Panthers coming off the biggest win of the season last week against their division rivals, the Falcons. The Commanders coming off a blowout loss to the Ravens. You know my rule. Any team that get blown out, always come back and play better the following week. I think Commanders come back and have a much better performance this week, but I can't lie. Panthers right now, he doing good things with that Panther team, man. I mean, you know, he's taking it one game at a time. He's doing what he got to do. I like the Panthers in this situation, but the Panthers, they cannot take the eye off the prize. They cannot look at this Commanders team record or feel like because the Commanders just gave up a whole lot of points last week that they ain't got to come on their A game. You come in your A game and handle your part and let everything else play out. I'm going to go with the Panthers in this one, but he better not come in feeling like all he got to do is show up. Otherwise, he will be on upset alert. But give me Carolina this week by a final score of, I'm going to say, 35-24. 35-24, Panthers over the Commanders. Next, we got Chiefs and 49ers. Well, here we are. 49ers come off a big win last week, but they got another big matchup again this week. Why do I say that? Because let's be honest. When it comes to Madden, these two don't like each other. These two been beefing for the last 3 or 4 Maddens. You know, I'm going to say Madden beef. They don't know each other in real life to have real beef, so it ain't that deep. But when it comes to the game, they don't like each other. You know what I mean? Both parties going to be looking to pull off a win, you know, and then say something slick afterwards. I'm here for it. That's what the league is about. You look for matchups like this. I tell you one thing, 49ers coming to this game on the high. They definitely coming to this game on the high. They are at home. The Chiefs are starting to turn that corner. Murph been off to a slow start, but even when he was losing, he was just giving up a ton of points. So the offense haven't been a problem for the Chiefs. It was the defense that he's trying to figure some things out with. He's been scoring points, but it's just that he's been giving up a lot. But lately, he's been playing much better ball than the way he started off at. So the question is, which way do you go in this matchup? Well, I tell you like this. Both teams coming in playing better than what they did to start the season off with, but the 49ers is coming in a more hotter team. So what you do, you go with the hot team. I'm going to go with the hot team. I'm going to go with Niners over the Chiefs. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I think it's going to be not too many points scored. And if the 49ers can keep this thing, if the 49ers keep the Chiefs offense in check, the 49ers is going to be able to definitely pull us out. But if the Chiefs go up by a score of 28-7 or something like that, it's going to be lights out. We'll see how this thing play out, but I'm going to go 49ers in this one, 27-24. 27-24, Niners over the Chiefs. Next, we got Jets and Seahawks. Another big matchup. Biggest matchup of the week, only because you got two undefeated teams going at each other. Jets is in a good position to really, move up in them power rankings and to really, send a message to the number one ranked team in the league right now, which is the Steelers. This should be an interesting game. Jets are on the road, but here's the thing. Here's what's not in the Jets. Here's what's not in the Jets' favor. The Steelers made a trade last week and acquired Davante Adams. So on top of this team being the best team in the league, they went and acquired an offensive weapon over there in Davante. So now, the Steelers just got a whole lot better. The offense is already scoring a ton of points, and now they added a weapon over there, Davante Adams. So will the Jets have an answer for it? We're going to see. As good as the Jets is playing, I got to take the Steelers in this one, only because I have yet to see anybody slow down the Steelers' attack. This offense has been putting up points after points. They're probably averaging 40 or more for the season. They've been averaging big numbers against anybody they play. I like the Steelers this week, but I'm going to put some respect on the Jets' name, man. I don't think the Jets going to let this thing get out of control like that, But I still like the Steelers. I'm going to go Steelers this week. I'm going to go, I'll say 31-24. 31-24, Steelers over the Jets. Next, we got Ravens. They get the force. And to close out the week, we got Chargers and Cardinals. By the way, power rankings will be coming out. We putting them power rankings out again. After this live, actually, power rankings will be dropping. Chargers and Cards. Cards coming off a win last week. Chargers coming off a win last week. Both teams coming into this week feeling good, but somebody's going to leave this week feeling bad. Chargers on the road. Cardinals at home. Chargers scored a ton of points last week. I don't think he's going to score that many. I don't think he's going to score 50 points against the Cardinals. I like the Cardinals in this position. I'm going to go final score Cardinals 27, Chargers 17. 27-17, Cards over the Chargers. That is your Week 6 recap. That is your Week 7 prediction. Power rankings about to drop shortly, and I will see y'all Week 8. I've been doing my part. I've been keeping this fifth quarter coming to y'all. So, as you know, like I said, I'll keep up with it. I've been keeping up with it. Hope y'all enjoying it. I'll see y'all Week 8. I'm out.